it's Christine with another 1-minute book recommendation, and today I want to talk about The Great Influenza, the epic story of the deadliest plague in history, written by John M. Barry, published in 2004. Now, this book is a decade old, but with the flu season coming on and the recent Ebola scare, I thought it would be good to revisit. Barry is a historian and a public policy advisor. This book is a work of history and a cautionary tale for all of us, and it's targeted at a non-medical audience. So Barry strives to make a connection between public health, epidemic disease, and politics. And he places the flu pandemic against the background of American history and within a context of medical history. So he first recounts the heroic efforts of medical personnel to modernize 19th century medicine. But scientists at the time did not know that the flu was caused by a virus. So this part of the book is very detailed and very lengthy, and I had a hard time with it. But trudge through it or skim through it just to get the gist. His point was to convey the futility of the efforts of those brilliant minds, that they couldn't solve this problem. The book becomes very riveting once Barry begins to describe the origins and the early weeks of the flu epidemic. The 1918 strain, they believe, originated in sick farm animals in Kansas and then quickly spread to soldiers that were placed in overcrowded camps around the area. The fact that it was wartime and hundreds of thousands of men were being called up, placed in these overcrowded camps, and then packed like sardines into ships and sent over to Europe enabled the flu to spread very rapidly through the recruits. And then from the military camps, the virus spread to the civilian population in the United States. But unlike most flu strains, the 1918 flu attacked young people disproportionately. So they would turn blue, they would bleed from their lungs, their ears, their nose, they would collapse. And across the nation, undertakers, had piles of bodies and had to dig mass graves. There weren't enough coffins or workers to retrieve the bodies, so oftentimes flu victims laid where they died for sometimes weeks. Barry has a gift for evoking the gory details of the victims' rapid deaths. I liked that. That held my attention. It was kind of like a story within a history. He explains medical terminology very clearly and uses everyday analogies. So you're kind of treated to these little mini lectures on microbiology and immunology and epidemiology. He also, a theme throughout, is reminding readers that the government response to an epidemic is all too often colored by the politics of the moment. And the great lesson for today, he concludes, is that a deadly flu could strike again, but how far it might spread and how prepared we might be depends both on the medical community, but also on the politicians that are in office at the time.